You're on.
I'm that guy on TV that
You don't need to see.
made it up to, no. Anyway.
You're the guy on TV that did it.
Shielded Christian. This is a Bible study, okay? I'm going to show you some things here that will shock you as far as why our country is in the lousy shape that it is in. And this all stemmed from a dream that the Lord gave me last night. Tribulations. The Bible tells us in Revelations 2:10, it says some will have tribulation 10 days. But let me read it to you in the King James. It says, NIV, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devils shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be not fearful unto death. I will give thee a crown of life. Okay. Tribulation. Now, this is not the only place it talks about Christians having tribulation. There is tribulation means great trouble. Okay? Tribulation here, I'm looking for at the Google definition of tribulation. It says it's a noun, and if any of you know me, how I did in English in school, you would know I would have no idea that the word tribulation is a noun. Okay, so I am reading this off of Google here. A cause of great tribulation, a cause of great trouble or suffering. The tribulations of being a megastar, a state of great trouble or suffering. A state. So it's a cause of great trouble or a state, or being in. His time of tribulation was just beginning. A great suffering. Okay, so now we know what tribulation means. Okay? And the Bible tells Christians that they are going to suffer. Now, the problem here is shielded Christians that are saved, seated, and satisfied. Have you ever read the Revelation about the 7 churches of Asia Minor? Because those churches there are a representation of every church in America. It's every situation that any church could actually be in is addressed right there to those 7 churches of Asia Minor. Okay? And listen, Jesus carried swords. He carried swords. In Luke 22:38, he says, the disciples, he says, see, Lord, here are 2 swords. Jesus said, that is enough. Okay, now let's look back at a little bit of the conversation just before that, okay? 22:38 in the King James Version. Luke 22:38. And he said to them, when I sent you without a purse or scrip or shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, nothing. Then he said to them, but now that ye hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. But he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. What? Jesus instructing people to buy a sword? Hang on just a second here. Okay, that's better. Jesus instructing people to buy a sword. How shocking. How shocking. You know, the problem with Christian America today is that we have sat back way too long and allowed the liberals to run the country. The liberal non-Christian to run the country. You know what? The people that vote for abortion, they can say they're Christian, but you know, I can't see how that has anything Christian in it. Listen, question. Do you think the devil is just going to sit back and let you elect a president that will make our country a strong Christian land? No, he will not. How would he stop it? Think about this for a minute. Think about this. By making whoever you pick to look like the nastiest person alive. Just like they're doing. We've picked a leader. We've picked a tough leader. And the leader that we've picked is won by Christians who understand that sometimes you have to fight a war. That's the kind of people that has picked us. And it's the majority of the Christians in this land. We, as conservative Christian Americans, we have picked a leader named Donald Trump. And right now the devil, you know, the devil has spent a lot of time getting this country to where it is. He's not just going to let you tiptoe through the tulips, walk right in, and destroy everything he has done. No, he will not. Most of the time, there has to be bloodshed in order to retrieve a country that is in such a state as America is in today. There's almost no other way. Lester Sumrall said democracy has to be reborn in every generation. I want to say that again. Democracy has to be reborn in every generation. Because they don't know what it is. They don't know how precious that it is. They don't know how it got here. They don't know the price it was paid. They don't know what it means if they lose it. They don't understand. You know, you really want to know what it means to lose democracy? Bring a person over from Russia. Bring someone over from Germany or one of those communistic countries and sit them down and talk to them. And I don't care if they're Christian or if they're not Christian. I've talked to some of them, and I can tell you exactly what they're going to say to you. You know, with or without cuss words, depending on if they're saved or unsaved. You know, most of the time, the ones I've talked to, they're unsaved, but they understand what democracy is. And they got a long line of cuss words to go along with the country, about the country that they came from. You know what I mean? It's like this. Okay. They gag at a gnat of the truth. People that's trying to sell you communism, they gag at a gnat of truth, and they swallow a camel size of lies. Just like Jesus said. It's the difference between giving a 20-year jail sentence for going without a fishing license while ignoring another person who's just shot 2 people or who let 4 people die and could have done something about it and didn't. Our land is not completely immoral. It's just that the moral people, for the price of being saved, seated, and satisfied, is sit back and let the immorals take the controls. And they've forgotten that Jesus once cleared the temple. You hear me? Jesus once cleared the temple with a whip because of the immoral things going on there. The same man that I just wrote to you, who was instructing his disciples to carry swords, he picked up a whip. Listen, sometimes Christians, we got to pick up the whip. And you know what? They, for the same cause as what we are doing, is why we're suffering today. They, for the same cause, Jesus, for the same cause, they turned it to a den of thieves. Just like today, for the same cause of giving us, the United States today, for control of America's money. That's why they want it. Why? Because they can do a lot of immoral things when they have control of America's billions of dollars. That's why when the Clintons were in the White House, such party time. That's why Obama in the White House, they always going on vacation, throwing parties, buying big expensive things. You know, because they want control of the billions. They don't want to help America. They want to help themselves. They want to help themselves. And that's exactly what they're doing. Alright? And if we lay down and we let them just take control, Christians in this life will have tribulation. Let me look that verse up for you. Okay, this is a Bible study. We got time to look up a verse. Yes, I am not the fastest typer in the world, but I get there. I get there. You shall have tribulation. John 16:33. I've told you these things. It's late at night. I'm doing this. Okay. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble or tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. In this world you will have trouble. Write that down. John 16:33. We weren't Christian. We were not saved so that we could be saved, seated, and satisfied. Isn't that a shocker? Get your sword. Listen, go get your AK-47. That's the equalizer of the sword in Jesus' day. Go get your AK-47. If Jesus was come around today, he would have told his disciples, do you have any AK-47s? Have you got your guns, boys? We got 2 of them right here, Lord. Isn't that something? And there are so many Christians today who just walk into a church, sit down and think, oh, hey, we're not supposed to judge. We're not supposed to judge. Got no idea. Have no idea what they're talking about. Alright, Lord, help us all to understand the righteousness of heaven and who we are and who Christ was and who Christ is and who that He is going to be. Alrighty. Thank you for joining. We'll see you again next time. Another great message, Cross in the Middle Ministry.